Marina Tsvetaeva was a Russian and Soviet poet. Her work is considered among some of the greatest in 20th century Russian literature. She lived through and wrote of the Russian Revolution of 1917 and the Moscow famine that followed it. Tsvetaeva left Russia in 1922 and lived with her family in increasing poverty in Paris, Berlin, and Prague before returning to Moscow in 1939.
It was precisely in Bolshevik in summer 1939 that Marina Tsvetaeva returned after 17 years as an immigrant with her son Georgy and obtained a Soviet passport. Here, after 2 years of separation, the family reunited for the last time to soon part forever. Here, in these rooms, she had her last goodbyes with her husband and daughter.
Nobody had warned her about Stalin's terror, not even Pasternak, who had met her briefly in Paris in 1935 during a peace conference. She found her husband, Sergei Efron, had been given a small house in Bolsheva, a little way outside Moscow. And he and their daughter Ariadna lived here on their return in 1937.
First, Ariadna was arrested and interrogated brutally. As a result, she implicated Sergei as a French spy. Ariadna was sentenced to 15 years in Gulag in spite of her so-called confession. Then, Sergei himself was arrested and executed.
Marina Tsvetaeva lived in this house for around 5 months, in August-October 1939, surviving the arrest of her daughter and husband. Not having the opportunity to print her own works, she worked on poetic translations in Bolsheva, including translations of Lermontov's poetry into French, which culminated in the famous Bolsheva notebook.
When the Germans invaded Russia in 1941, Tsvetaeva evacuated Georgy and herself to Yelabuga in the Tatar Republic. She took her own life there by hanging herself from a nail on 31st of August in 1941.
She left a note for her son. "Forgive me, but to go on would be worse. I am gravely ill. This is not me anymore. I love you passionately. Do understand that I could not live anymore. Tell Papa and Alia, if you ever see them, that I love them to the last moment, and explain to them that I found myself in a trap." The Memorial House Museum of Marina Tsvetaeva in Bolsheva was opened on the 100th anniversary of the birth of the poet on 20th of September 1992. In 2013, the museum was opened again for visitors after extended restoration works.
The grand opening of the renovated museum took place on June 19th, the day of Marina's arrival in Bolsheve in 1939. Every year on this day, museum workers and admirers of Tsvetaeva's genius gathered to light a fire in her honor, a symbol of a passionate soul of the great Russian poet Marina Tsvetaeva.